This is probably Britain's most famous ancient monument. Whether druidical temple, an open-air sanctuary, or a calendrial observatory, no one knows. The purpose for which Stonehenge was created is lost in the mists of time. We do know, however, that it wasn't simply an ornament. It had a specific use, and that use, or function, determined the individual form. The principle that form should follow function, and never the other way round, finds the most noble expression in these ancient buildings, created by a civilization which was old when ours was just beginning. It's a far cry from ancient Greece to the 20th century, but we can see the same design principle at work in the evolution of the ship. Form is following function. As with architecture and industrial design, so with design for smaller, personal things. Once man drank by dipping his hands into water. Some of the water leaked through his fingers. In time, he fashioned a bowl from soft clay, let it harden, and drank from that. He attached a handle to it and made it a cup. He extended the top, thus creating a pitcher. Instinctively, this prehistoric man was following the same basic principle, that function determines form. But not only can an article be useful, it can be beautiful also, for form and fitness for purpose are not the criteria in good design, nor are they golden rules for the creation of beauty. But they have helped to determine the quality of the finished product from ancient times, through the centuries, and the present day. It was once thought very doubtful that the mundane, everyday things used in and around the home could be beautiful also. But this was reckoning without the product's designer, who quickly proved he could design articles that were practical, safe, easy to clean and maintain, and good to look at. After all, whoever thought a typewriter could become a thing of beauty? In terms of building, this is well evidenced in Cat Street, Oxford, where there can be seen the greatest architectural sequence in England. A cube, the Bodleian Library. A cylinder, the building known as the Radcliffe Camera. And a cone, the spire of St. Mary's. All suddenly deploying from one another to each other's architectural advantage. Simple geometrical forms are to be found in modern architecture also, the best examples of which have their own grace and elegance. Here, the designer is using his materials with genius, as he did, often with outstanding effect, in the previous century. But here, perhaps he wasn't quite so successful. This railway station was designed by an engineer. But with increasing industrialization, art and industry must more than ever go hand in hand. The architecture of power generation and supply, like any other branch of architecture, depends on the degree of care and cooperation which is brought to bear on problems of planning, location, design, construction, and maintenance. The design of pylons, for example, is the most graceful that can be devised, while at the same time meeting the technical requirements. Whilst with the power stations themselves, not only is the greatest care taken over their design as functional units, with their own character and appeal, but there is an unceasing effort to bring these huge structures into harmony with the landscape. With the help of eminent landscape architects, effective design is lessening the impact of industrialization, compensating by offering an alternative amenity, one that will leave a legacy to the future no less worthy than that left by the architects of old to us.